Going 12 for 19 with 154 yards, 1 touchdown against the Bills. Dart added 24 rushing yards on 3 carries as well. The Giants would go on to win 34-25. NBC's rival Micah Parsons liked what he saw from his fellow Penn State alum Abdul Carter, posting, "They asked me if Abdul could be another great. I told them he could be the best one." And our own Mina Kimes chimed in on the Giants preseason action, posting, "The Giants' 4-man rush isn't just terrifying, it's also terrifyingly deep. Tremendous DT edge group reminiscent of the 17 Eagles can send waves and waves of dudes." Stephen A., are we sleeping on the New York Football Giants?
I don't know about everybody else. I want to say that I'm not sleeping on them. I'm snoring. I'm snoring. You got to wake me up. I might as well take some Ambien. I ain't thinking
about it. It's okay. You like to be late to the party.
Ambien.
I'm just not.
Yeah, you like showing up late. It's cool.
I'm just not. That's not true. I show up on time all the time. But the point that I'm trying to make to you is that when I look at the New York Giants, Neighbors is a stud. He's absolutely spectacular. Harder to be that dude, because if you weren't, how dare you ask to win Lawrence Taylor's number? You better be that dude. If you even making that request, you better be a brother that shows up, okay? We get that part. But the reason I feel the way that I feel about them is because I know they've got some players on that squad. I completely agree with Mina. They are no joke. They are something to be reckoned with. And if you can get to the passer, that goes a long way. Dan, I'm just not sold on their offense. I'm not sold on Russell Wilson at MetLife Stadium. I'm not sold on Jaxson Dart being the quarterback behind center eventually. I'm not sold on. I'm just talking about for this upcoming season. I'm not talking about their future and that it's not bright. I'm just saying the immediacy of the moment. My expectations for Philadelphia, my expectations for the Commanders. I'm just of the mindset that we're talking about a team that's battling for third place, and they're looking up to that because the Dallas Cowboys are considered more formidable than they are at this particular moment in time. That's all. That's where I'm coming from with it. I'm just not sold on it. I'm sorry.
Don't let them get a lead. If they get the lead and this defensive line can play with the lead, I think it could be the best defensive line in football. I think that if they have the opportunity to more often than not rush the passer, this defensive line will be basically unblockable. Now, can that happen? Is Russell going to be the starter for an extended period of time? Neighbors, Jaxson Dart? Yes, I understand your perspective and within the division, them being third. But I would argue that in a very short period of time, the narrative, the hope, I guess the realistic expectation of the Giants has really changed. Last year, they were the laughingstock, right? Because of the offseason stuff, the Saquon conversation, and then it only built during the season with the season Saquon had, even though he wouldn't have had that year with the Giants. I will say this, though. There's a lot of, good vibes. There's a lot of feel good right now about the New York Giants because of some of their draft picks particularly played. So I'm not telling everybody they're going to be in the playoffs,
Dan,
but I wouldn't want to play against that defensive line.
How high are you on Jaxson Dart? How good can this kid be? And can he be a franchise player in the future face of the New York Giants?
Yes, I was very high on Jaxson Dart. I thought he was the second best quarterback in the draft this year. He flashed in week 1 in the preseason. He was fantastic. You saw some of the athleticism. I thought that the ability to throw the ball downfield was there. Made all kinds of different throws as well, which is something he necessarily wasn't tasked to at Ole Miss. He was tough in the pocket. That was the strength of his, is just big, strong athlete in the pocket. The development is playing a little bit slower with his feet. The development is why did he not throw a ball certain places with a check down. I think he's their starting quarterback at some point, and he's their future quarterback. I would not start him week 1.
Give me your 1, 2, 3 of rookie quarterbacks right now.
It was Cam Ward, Jaxson Dart, Shedeur Sanders. I thought Cam Ward and Jaxson Dart were first rounders, and I kind of had Shedeur's late first round, early second round, but those would be 1, 2, 3 for me.
And you still feel that way?
Yes.
What had you thinking Jaxson Dart was better than Shedeur Sanders?
I thought athletically he was superior. I thought the things that he was tasked to throwing the football downfield, he was superior. The dual threat element of his ability was superior. That was mainly it. I thought athletically and arm strength wise, it wasn't a massive difference, but I thought athletically and arm strength wise, superior player.
Interesting. Stephen A., you're so high on marketability. I'm surprised you're not high on the. Go ahead.
You were supposed to be I'm sorry, Dan. Coming into the draft, I barely heard anything about Jaxson Dart from anybody but you.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Well, I think part of it was because once I started to study Jaxson Dart's tape, I started to like him more and more and more. And it was a little bit, I'm not telling everybody that was Jayden Daniels, he was Jayden Daniels, but that's how I felt with Jayden 2 years ago. Was you watched one game and then another game, you're like, yo, this is really good tape. And then the more I watched Jaxson Dart's tape, the more I was like, there's a lot to like about the way that he plays the position. And so, you know, as that evaluation process went, the tape was just so good. And it was a little bit flipped during the season. I was super high on Shedeur being like a top 5 pick. And then I watched Shedeur's tape and I was like, I still think he's probably a late first rounder, early second rounder, but the tape for me wasn't as, I guess, impressive and jumped out the way that Jaxson Dart's did.
All right. Okay. I just wanted it on the record because I'll be visiting you again.
I'm not hard to find. I'm here.
Right.
I'll be here.
I can't wait for that revisit.
You'll be hard to find. You are hard to find.
Yeah.
But
You actually, that's actually a
promise
lie.
or a threat?
You are hard to find when
Stephen
you're
A,
wrong.
he's
and people
on
are
our
looking for you. You
show
are hard to
weekly,
find.
Stephen A. He literally has set days on our show. I think I'll be able to help you find him.
yeah,
Don't worry.
it's not that I'm hard to find when I'm wrong, Stephen A.
Molly,
It's just like
trust
needle on
Excuse me.
What, Stephen?
Excuse me. We have had situations where where Dan could not be found when he was wrong. That brother was hiding. Yes, we have.
You making stuff up. You making stuff up.
I ain't making stuff up.
Hold on.
I ain't making stuff up. You're gone for days at a time, and you buy yourself a few days to come up with an explanation when you're wrong. You know what I'm talking about. That's what you do.
I don't know. This sounds personal.
Let's
I don't
go.
remember
on,
this
man.
instance.
You know what I would say? I would tell you.
You don't remember
I think,
a lot, Molly.
I
That's
think-
how you roll when
Oh
it
my
comes to him.
Let me
gosh.
talk football here, Stephen A. You and your flower
Protect.
print cups. I think Shedeur, I would be more comfortable with Shedeur playing early than I would Jaxson Dart playing early.
Interesting. Why is that?
Situation, skill set, and what's going to be asked of them.
Okay. Fair enough. Do I have time to get into this quick take? All right, let's do it. Another quarterback. Justin Fields got off to a
Get them off the
positive
screen. I'm
start with the
tired of
Jets.
watching Elvis.
Beating the Packers 30-10. Put Dan on the big screen, please. In the preseason opener, let's make that happen. Fields went 3 for 4 with 42 passing yards and ran for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Dan, what's the outlook for Fields as the Jets QB1?
I thought Justin played really good. Didn't
You
try
need
to
help?
do. No, I'm just taking my jacket off.
Yeah,
so
it seems
Stephen A's
like
more comfortable.
you're struggling.
It's probably a little too tight.
Oh.
I thought he looked comfortable, made good decisions. I like the fact that he remained athletic. You know, he had the touchdown run. I think the big takeaway for me was how good the offensive line for the Jets looked. The Jets offensive line looked really good. Coming from Detroit, Aaron Glenn, their offensive coordinator, I could see the Jets trying to run the football like 500 times this season and just playing smash mouth, old school vintage Jets Rex Ryan football.
We're just showing